Right, I've been DJing for 3 years this October, and it was at a boat party, my friend's boat party in Worcester, and it was his birthday. His name's Steve, and he basically, some of the DJs didn't turn up, and so he phoned me and says, oh, bring your records. And I'd only been doing it sort of 2 months prior to that, sort of mixing, going on the decks. And so I borrowed all my friends' records and went to this boat party, played for about an hour and a half, and I was only supposed to play for about half an hour, but they couldn't get me off, so I sort of played for about an hour and a half. Absolutely loved it. Went back on a bit later on, and from there was about 2 or 3 promoters from clubs in Birmingham that asked me to do them some tapes, and just basically were interested in me playing at some of their clubs. So it started like that, really. And I met Madders. Well, I knew Madders anyway. I used to go to Moneypennies, met Madders. Madders started a tiny little place in Burton that I became resident at, and I think I used to play for £20 and he used to give me pound coins every time, something like that. So that was like 3 years ago. So, and then I got a residency in Birmingham, which was my first residency in the Midlands, and then a Sunday Central came along and he made me first resident, so I was quite chuffed with that. So yeah, that's how it all started. Saturday Central has just started, well, Sunday Central has now moved to the Saturday, so basically I've got a Saturday residency which I haven't ever had before, because I feel as if you have to, on the Saturdays you need to go around all the country playing at the bigger clubs, and I think if you've got a residency every week on a Saturday in one place, then you don't get your name around. So what I decided was go and play at all the other guest DJ at all the other clubs in the country, and then settle down to a residency when I feel that it was necessary. And Sunday Central, I couldn't have asked for a better place to be a Saturday resident at. So yeah, but it's good to have the difference. I won't play there every week. I'll sort of play once every fortnight something in Birmingham, but I'm playing sort of an early set so I can go off and do something anyway. Like last weekend I did Birmingham and Bristol, so that was fine. A lot of the clubs are open till sort of 4 or 5 in the morning on Saturday, so I could sort of fit 2 in, so I've got the best of both worlds, really, so that's cool. Well, last weekend was Friday. I usually play on a Thursday. I probably do the universities on a Thursday, but that's not really a late night. On the Fridays I'll do 2 gigs, like in Swindon. I'm resident at the Brunel Rooms in Swindon now, so I'll play there, and then I'll come up to Birmingham, probably play somewhere there till 6 in the morning, then go home, have a sleep, sort my records out for the Saturday. And last weekend I did Sunday Central, opening set till 11, and then drove down to Bristol where I did 3 till 5 down there, and then I was supposed to do the after party on the Sunday, but I was too shattered, so I sorted somebody else out to do that. And so basically it's like a minimum of 4 plays a weekend, so it's quite cool. You have to come used to it. It can be quite lonely. Like 2 weeks ago I went to Vancouver and I was there for 6 days, and I went out on my own, came back on my own. It's an experience, you know. It is quite scary, especially like being a girl, going to all the different airports, not knowing where I'm going, being picked up by people I've never met before. So it's quite, you know, it is quite scary, but I love doing, you know, going to all these different places. It's excellent. So I think I was really lucky from, I think, the people that I knew anyway, and the people that I knew from Birmingham. I used to go clubbing before, you see, about a couple of years. I've been sort of clubbing for 5 years. I used to go to to Moneypennies or to Wobble, Tintins, that shut down now. And you just get used to meeting these people, and then it just happens that one of them's doing a club, or like I met Madders doing the club, and he's basically doing really well for himself. The venture of Sunday Central, I think, is bigger than he ever thought it was going to be anyway. So, and because I knew him from before that, I've known him for 5 years, I was an ideal person for him to put in, obviously, anyway. So I think it is the experience of, I was lucky to meet the people that I actually work for now, really. We've been friends, and they've been really good to me, so that's cool. Pumping, Euro, house, German, trance, and but all uplifting. No, well, I don't really play very deep. I play just uplifting, pumping house, you know, the best hard house tunes that are out at the moment, I obviously like and play. A lot of the tidy track stuff, triply tracks, things like that. So they're more upfront hard house, which I love playing, that kind of stuff. So, and I usually play at the end of a set, end of a night as well, if I go out and guest. So once you're at a club and the DJ's going up on a level, you've got to take that to an extra level, and that's what I feel as if I'm good at doing, you know, taking it up to another notch when I get, you know, guest DJ at the place with pumping tunes, really. That's it. One of the best ones lately was probably over in Vancouver, to 4,500 people on the Indian Reserve. Myself, Anne Savage, Seb Fontaine, all English DJs out there who hadn't been, well, Anne's been there before, but me and Seb hadn't. And basically just the feel of 4,500 people looking at you and just having a vibe of them, you know, they're just dancing in this middle of this field. They wouldn't care where they are, you know. It was freezing cold, and we just had an excellent time. It was like I wanted to video it and take it back to my friends, because I couldn't express to them how amazing it feels to stand in front of all those people when they're all smiling at you and you're like overwhelmed, really. It was a brilliant experience, yeah. So I can't think, what a bad experience. Probably when I break the decks, which I seem to have this thing that I go into a club and people say, oh, the decks are fine, no one's ever broke them before, and halfway through my set they have to go and get me a replacement one, because I don't know what it is. It must be this electricity, something. I don't know what I do. I don't mean to do it. I just seem to break a lot of the equipment. It's not my fault, I don't think. I hope not. I don't kick it or anything, honest. Well, somebody who's on the same level as the people that are in the crowd, the people that are listening to you, the people that are paid to come and see you. If you're on the same level and you talk to them, you're good at what you do, and you have a vibe with them where you're there to make everyone happy. I think a good DJ is somebody who does that, who's not too big for their boots, who, you know, there is quite a few of them that are like that, unfortunately, but they still get on anyway. You know, if you're a good DJ, you get the respect from the crowd. But I think if you're on that same level as the crowd, which I feel that I do, that they respect you for it. It's just, I feel that I'm good at what I do, and I enjoy it so much. So yeah, I've just been into the studio, and that's the first time I've ever really experienced in a studio, and I don't know what really, I didn't really want to go into a studio and make any music. I thought, no, I'll leave that to the people that I play the tunes of, because I feel that they're good at what they do. I wasn't even, a lot of people say once you're into DJing you like to progress into something else, but I'm not that bothered. But now, since I've been into a studio, that's it now, I can't get out of it. It's like, you know, I love going into the studio. The best thing is to play a tune that you've made and take it to a club and see the reactions of different people. That's another stage further to my DJing. It's another experience, that's another level up, and it's quite strange feeling, you know. Studio work's just so it's very time consuming, but it's worth it in the end so much. Like, I've only just done one tune, and if I can do another 2, 3, 4 this year, I would just be so pleased. It would be a wonderful feeling to be able to, I feel as if I'm not just a DJ, then I have, you know, people say, oh, this, that and the other. You can imagine what people say, but and I feel as if I've sort of saying, well, I can actually go into a studio, I do know what to do, well, obviously with the help of some engineers, but I think in a year's time I'll be producing and engineering my own tunes, because I feel that I've got the intelligence to be able to do that, and the studio and the people and the equipment to do that, which is, I'm really lucky to have, really. Yeah. Last October I went down to Radio 1 to do some pilot shows down there, because I feel that Radio 1's moving a lot at the moment, and they're looking for other DJs, and it is going more dancey, like Radio 1 is, especially in the evenings, Fridays, Saturdays, with Pete and Jules and Danny. And they were looking for somebody for a Saturday, and they were looking for a girl. So I went down and did some pilot shows with Jeff Young, the engineer, and I haven't really heard anything about it at the moment, but it takes just so long to be able to do it. But tomorrow I'm going to do a Galaxy show anyway. I do like radio, it's cool. I would like to, I don't know whether I'd have time though. It's quite, everything's moving so quick at the minute with DJing. Like next weekend I've got 8 gigs and going into the studio, and if radio came into it, you know, I just never sleep. Don't know how Jules that do it half the time. They must be so tired. But at the end of the day, if you love what you're doing, anything that's involved in the music that you're doing, I'd love to do it, yeah. Probably just work really hard and do lots of tapes and send them out, be at the places that you need to be. It is quite hard work to, and you just basically have to pester people. I pestered some, you know, people for like a year, you know, please let me play, I'll do it for nothing and all this, and it worked out. In the end, you've got to have that dedication to be able to do that, and if you don't think you've got it, then it's not even worth trying, because there's so many people at the moment trying to, wanting to be a DJ, and you know, there's so many good people that you feel sorry for. I do feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that I've only done it in like a few years. But at the end of the day, it's luck, and being good at what you do. You've got to believe that you are good and be good as well at what you do, and just be a genuine person, and just see what happens. Lots of practice, lots of hours of practicing, and meeting the right people, and going to the clubs and annoying all the promoters. Exactly what I did. So that's my advice, probably, yeah.